Hey mom, can we stop for Cowboy Bebop? Oh, sweetie, we have Cowboy Bebop at home. Really? Is it good? So I just watched the first episode of Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop, and it's really bad, guys! Now these are just my first impressions, and I'll do a proper review of the whole first season when I finish it later this week. But for now, I'll be spoiling the first episode, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out if you care about spoilers. But look, I ain't no amateur, alright? I've studied the algorithms, I've watched the YouTubes, I know what you grubby little savages wanna see, so I've compiled my thoughts into a numbered list. First, we'll start with the things I liked, because it's a decidedly shorter list. Number 1, the first 2 minutes are kind of cool. End of list. The first episode opens with a casino robbery, an obvious homage of the now famous convenience store robbery scene from the Cowboy Bebop movie. And honestly, it's kind of great. At first, I thought this show was gonna be kinda cool. The dialogue is witty, the pacing is really suspenseful, and the cinematography captures the essence of the original show without directly copying it. There's a lot of long shots on different parts of the scenery without any music playing. All you hear is the ambiance of the room and get to soak in the details of the environment, which was really reminiscent of the original style of cinematography. I like that it wasn't a direct copy of the convenience store robbery scene, allowing it to keep some of its suspense. And, yeah, also Jet's not bad. He's not bad. On to the list of things I didn't like. Number 1, everything after the first 2 minutes fucking sucks. The second Spike enters the opening scene, the show's quality plummets. And it's because... Number 2, Spike's fucking ancient. Look, I'm fine with casting changes and adaptations. I understand we can't always find someone who looks like a goddamn drawing. But why did we get 49-year-old actor John Cho to play 27-year-old Spike Spiegel? John Cho's a good actor and he does vaguely look like Spike, but he's so clearly 49 years old. Spike is limber, lanky, and charismatic. His movements are supposed to be fluid and swift and go along with his devil-may-care attitude. But John Cho clearly can't do more than 2 punches without them having to cut away to a different angle. Here's how every fight in this first episode goes. John Cho blocks a punch, new angle. John Cho throws a punch, new angle. And that's it. The fights are so slow and stiff, and they feel really awkward. And again, I feel like it's because John Cho is a 50-year-old man who clearly can't move like Spike. There's a scene where he's shirtless and practicing on a wooden training dummy, and like, yeah, he's ripped, but he's also got the complexion of a malnourished sea lion. You like that one?
I just don't know what it means.
He's so leathery and wrinkled. That's what I mean. And there's another scene where Faye pulls a gun on him and calls him boy toy, and you're just like, yeah, okay. Fucking what? Who are you calling a boy toy? This dude's a senior citizen. But look, the fight scenes aren't John Cho's fault. I mean, Keanu Reeves is like 93 and he's still kicking ass. The fight scenes are clearly the director's fault because... Number 3, why is this shot like a 70s B movie? Where did this cheesy tone come from? Because it didn't come from the anime. If we look back at the convenience store scene from the Cowboy Bebop movie, you can see that what makes it work is how grounded it feels. The robbers are clumsy and panicked, but Spike's movements are rhythmic and calm like smooth jazz. And it's that peaceful mentality that allows him to be so dangerous. He moves with the confidence of a dancer. He patiently waits for his opponents to make a mistake before punishing them with a couple of swift blows. There's no music playing, all we hear are the background sounds of the convenience store. The pacing is slow, but it's smooth, it feels realistic. Netflix's version has a bunch of corny jazz blasting your speakers to shreds. Spike is just as clumsy as the criminals. No, I don't think that's intentional. And it all just feels so damn cheesy. People stand there waiting to get punched. Hits are extremely choreographed. It feels like we're watching a bunch of actors play fighting rather than skilled martial artists. And that's because... Number 4, every shot is a terrible shot. This show looks like ass for no reason. Like, I get that they're going for that, like, 70s B-movie feel, but, like, why'd you do that? Why was this decision made, huh? Because this show, so far at least, feels nothing like Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop wasn't cheesy and bombastic, it was subtle and smooth. It wasn't goofy and in your face, it was somber and contemplative. And look, the special effects are great. I was never really taken out of the show because of the CGI. But holy shit, why does this look like a student film? Like, look at some of these compositions. It's like the show clearly wanted stylistic and unique cinematography, but it had nothing to say with it. Like, this is one of the ugliest shots I've seen in a show in a long time. And And for what? Like, what is this shot saying? Why is Spike dead center of frame? Why is nothing in focus? Why is it Dutched so goddamn much? This shot isn't saying anything. It's just quirky because the show wants to be quirky. And the whole conversation is shot like this. Spike is framed awkwardly, and he's the only subject in focus, so the shot should be implying that he feels uncomfortable or that he's an outsider. This should be a shot that builds tension, but in the context of the show, Spike is completely comfortable. Yes, he's an outsider on this planet, but he's confident. He's in his element. The girl he's talking to should be framed like this because she's a criminal on the run. It's just clear that this show is all style over substance and doesn't know why it's making the decisions it's making. Number 5, it's Cowboy Bebop, except not good. Several times throughout this first episode, I was like, oh hey, they're doing the storyline from that one episode. Because for some reason, I kept forgetting that this was an adaptation of the original show and not its own weird thing. I almost wish they made this its own storyline rather than copying storylines from the anime. Because anytime they try to imitate the anime, it's just so terrible. I mean, look at the intro. Look at John Cho's weird little old man run. This dude is 400 years old. Why is he playing Spike? There are so many moments in this episode that are like this title sequence, and I think it really illustrates the mentality of the director. It's like, look, we did the title sequence from the anime. Okay, but it looks terrible. Yeah, but people love it in the anime. Like, I think you could make this title sequence look good with a live-action cast. They just didn't. And if you can't make it look good in live action, then change it. It just feels like this director didn't care about what could and couldn't translate well to live action, so he just translated it all. Number 6, Fearless is somehow a dumber name than Spike Spiegel. This is a very small point, but one of the changes this series made from the original is that I guess Spike's name used to be Fearless, but he apparently had to change it to Spike. Maybe this will lead to a cool backstory, you know? Maybe I'll like this change. But all I know is that when I heard this, my initial reaction was, wow, that is a dumb name. I thought this in a show where characters are named Jet Black, Spike Spiegel, and Vicious. I just think it's impressive that the original show was able to make those names sound cool, and this one can't make Fearless sound not dumb. But anyway, that's what I gathered from the first episode at least. I could go on and talk about some other things I felt, but I'm planning on making a review of the whole first season later this week, so I just want to give my first impressions. I don't want to make like a whole 30-minute long first impression video only to end up having like nothing left to say for the full review if nothing changes. But yeah, let me know what you guys are feeling about this show. Despite everything I've said, I am excited to watch the rest of it. It's bad. Oh, it's for sure bad, but it's also kind of fun in like a so bad it's good kind of way. But anyway, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the full review of the first season. And let me know in the comments what other shows or movies you guys want to see me cover. Are you guys liking these review analysis style videos? Do you want me to go back to kind of just doing reactions? But don't worry, Assassination Classroom is coming back, and I will finish Given, I swear to God. But anyway, I will see you next time.
I come from the south side where they fill with the liquor. Drink this and let the body flicker. Water drips on your tongue like honey. Everybody in the sundress, and it's sunny out.